just looking ahead to next week in the Liverpool game, how important is it to actually beat them this time? Because obviously you do it at Anfield and they are the champions outgoing as it is, but they're still the champions, and it's the club that United always kind of rival themselves against more than anybody else.
Yeah, it's a big game. Of course, it's a big game. Whenever we play Liverpool, we want to win. We expect to win, but obviously we respect the opponent. They're a top team. They're the champions. They had a great season last season. But yeah, they have top players all over the pitch. But it's a game that we go into, and it's going to be a big derby game, and one that we're looking forward to. Do
you feel that you're going into it like on a level with them now, looking at them eye to eye? I think last season you were so far behind. I'm not saying there's an inferiority complex, but there was a big gap. Do you feel that that's gone now?
Yeah, obviously last season the gap in the points tally that the league table doesn't like. We've closed that gap, but for sure they're still a top team with top players and a top manager. So we're not going to take nothing for granted. We're going to go into the game obviously full of confidence ourselves, and we need to look after ourselves and not focus on them and make sure that we put on a performance.
Do you feel you're closing the gap to winning the league? 'Cause I mean, City have pulled away. I know they won last night. I think it was they're back up to like 10 points clear now. Do you have a gut feeling that you can, or are you still a year or two away?
Well, like I say, the league table doesn't lie. Last season I don't know how many points off top of the league. This season we're still points off there. We at this club aren't happy finishing second in the Premier League. So, I mean, next season, whatever happens, we've got to finish better than where we finished this season, and that means getting more points than what we've done this season, because each year we're improving. Since I've come at the club, like I say, we was third. We beat the points tally on them, and it's important that, like I say, we lift trophies for this club.
Have you been surprised by the size of the club since you've been in there?
No, I haven't been surprised. I grew up watching Manchester United. I knew the size of the club. I knew the size of the fan base. I spoke with Johnny Evans before I signed for this club, and I spoke with numerous people as well who I knew from England, Ashley and Marcus. So, no, I knew the pressures, the demands, and the amazing fan base it has.
And just looking ahead, you've got the Euros this summer. You played in the World Cup semi-finals, got close. You must fancy your chances this time around.
Yeah, it's like you say, the last major tournament, the World Cup semi-final, ended in disappointment at the stage where I felt we could have really pushed on and gone further in the competition. So I'm still a bit disappointed thinking about that day. But we've got a great chance in the Euros. We have a great young, talented squad, but also with some experience as well, which I'm sure will be key in the tournament.
Is it hard to look forward to at the minute? Because nobody seems to know when it's going to happen, if fans are going to be in there. I mean, it must be frustrating to play in a major tournament thinking that you might be playing in half-empty stadiums. I mean, at least you'll have fans for a start, but still, it's not the full World Cup experience or Euro experience.
No, of course it's not the full World Cup experience, but it's the Euros, and I'm sure an half-empty stadium, or an half-full stadium, should I say, will seem a lot better than what we've been playing in at the moment. As soon as we can get fans back in the stadium, the better. Every footballer I speak to says the same. We're missing the fans. They're a big part of the game. They create the atmosphere, and we feel it on the pitch as well. So I think, like you say, it's not going to be the same having a full stadium, but an half full one is something that we're really pleased about as it stands.
Have you mapped out? Have you looked at the groups thinking if we win the group we get this team, if we come second, and this is the route to the final?
I haven't really mapped it out. Obviously I know the group and where we could go and the teams that we could avoid and the teams that we can play, but honestly it's down to us. We've got to look after ourselves. We have a good talented squad. There's no one there that we want to avoid. Because for me they're all top teams. There's some top players playing in the Euros, top teams. So there's going to be lots of difficult challenges, and if we're going to go all the way that we all hopeful of going, we've got to beat them.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.